Hello, YouTube. We're back here with another beer review. I'm Matt, and this is my buddy Chucky sitting in today. Again, snowstorm tonight in the middle of March, or is it April?
It's almost April.
Almost April in northeastern Pennsylvania. So why don't you have an ice storm?
Yeah.
And when there's an ice storm about, what do? You drink beer. So today we're going to be reviewing one of my favorite breweries as of late, AleSmith. AleSmith Horny Devil. I haven't had a ton of AleSmith beers. I've had their Wee Heavy Stout. I have had their Wee Heavy, sorry, English Ale. I've had their Speedway Stout. I've had their Grand Cru. I've had their Quadruple, and I've had a couple different barrel aged versions of those, and all of them were stellar, fantastic beers. So I'm really excited to have this. I've never had this before. Have you?
I have not.
I've never had this before, so I'm super excited to dig into it. It is the AleSmith Horny Devil, which is a Belgian-style ale brewed with coriander. Let's see, 10 ABV. Thumbs up there. Let's see, anything fancy on here? Great American Beer Festival 2008 Small Brewing Company of the Year. Already knew that. Horny Devil is an interpretation of a Belgian-style golden ale brewed with authentic Belgian ingredients, including candied sugar and Trappist yeast strain. Its fruity and spicy aromas include notes of orange, banana, and peppercorns, coriander seeds, and refreshing citrus notes, which meld seamlessly with the beer's delicate malt sweetness. Horny Devil finishes with a lively carbonation and refreshingly dry finish. The delicate spicy flavors of Horny Devil make it great for pairing with hearty seafood dishes, a bunch of other food stuff here. Serve at in a goblet, but we have tulips, so yeah, whatever. 50-55 like every other beer, and that's about it. So, AleSmith in general, I mean, I can't even. I haven't been drinking their beers that long. It's only been like a year and a half maybe, but everything they do is just really good, so super excited. Get rid of this. What AleSmith beers have you had that you remember?
The Wee Heavy Speedway Stout. I had a Bourbon Barrel Speedway Stout as well.
See, I never had the Bourbon Barrel Speedway. I had the Bourbon Barrel.
It was good.
Quad.
I mean, the Speedway's good, and then, you know, I'm a sucker for anything Bourbon Barrel. Most people that barrel age a lot of stuff, they do it fairly decent. You know, and then when you get a good beer that's, you know, it's good already, and then you barrel age it, that's a bonus for me.
Okay. Almost looks like a Delirium Tremens style beer. I mean, it literally had like, what, maybe like a half-inch of head, but it dissipated. Zero retention.
Yeah.
Not really any carbonation whatsoever. Super blonde. You know, your typical. I mean, it's a Belgian golden ale, but I mean, you know. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
It smells like a Belgian. It's definitely like what do I want to say? Like smells like a
little citrusy.
Oh yeah, your typical Belgian golden ale, your citrus, a little bit of banana, a lot of banana actually.
Yeah, banana.
Citrus, you know. I don't smell much. It says peppercorn. I don't smell much peppercorn. Citrus, orange banana, like it says here. Just light yeasty smell. Zero. I smell zero hops. But I mean, literally, zero. I mean, there's a little bit of carbonation there, but the head was just gone almost instantly. Like it's kind of bizarre to see that. Usually, your Belgian Goldens and your triples, they'll typically, you know, have a decent head with a decent amount of retention. But this kind of died right away. But it smells like it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Can't wait to try it.
Cheers. Cheers.
I'll tell you what. A Belgian Golden And then when I usually lump, Belgian Goldens in with, almost triples sometimes. I mean, I know they're different, but
Yeah.
like some, Belgian triples, like there's like your high density, like creamy Belgian triples, and there's your thinner Belgian, like almost like couldn't even explain it. Like, it's very similar to your Delirium Tremens, your La Fin du Monde,
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's good. It's super super well balanced, like very drinkable. Like you could drink the crap out of this. Like it's not like it's again, it's not my favorite style in the world.
Right.
But I know the difference between a good one and a bad one, and this is a very good Belgian style golden ale. And the fact that like it just tastes good, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like that sounds kind of like generic. Like there's nothing wrong with it. Like ooh, there's nothing wrong with the beer. But I could continually. I can almost. I don't chug beer, but I can almost chug this.
Yeah.
And it would just go inside me, and my body would be like, "That's supposed to be there." Which sounds kind of creepy, but it's supposed to be there.
Yeah.
In here, it's like that. It's so well balanced to the point where it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing bad about it. Just the slightest bit of tartness, like the littlest amount.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like not to put you off, but just to let you know that it's there. Like almost to give you a little bit of like a shock to your system, and I hesitate to say it that way, and it's not that powerful, but just a little bit a yin or yang to make it a little bit off, not just plain and numb. That's what I mean by so well balanced. This is a really good beer.
Yeah.
This is a really good beer.
And this rings in at 10% ABV, and it
zero alcohol.
Yeah, and it's
Nothing. I mean, like
you can't taste it.
If you roll it in the back of your mouth, you can feel it evaporate a little bit. You can feel it evaporate, but there's no taste. Like this is dangerous beer. This is like on a list of my dangerous beers. There's a couple. There's a Santa Claus, which is probably the most dangerous beer in the history of mankind, as far as second to Beelzebub. Beelzebub 13%. It's roofie in a glass. That's dangerous. That's bad news. I mean, it's almost like drinking, if you make it cold, like overly cold, like in a refrigerator for a long time or in a freezer for a little bit, it's almost like drinking water, which is super dangerous. This is kind of getting in that realm of something that you can drink and be like, hey, I had a beer, and I had like 5 beers, and I'm like, hey, what happened yesterday? It'd be like one of those kind of beers.
It doesn't seem like it's one that would come with a warning label, but you should be aware that it's 10% when you're having a few of them.
Absolutely.
Or starting your night off with this.
It's I can't even explain it. It's a unique golden color. Like you probably can't see it. It's weird. It's super clear, but it's almost like, I would say, as far as its coloration, it's bordering on liquor. It's almost like a bird, like not bourbon, but like a whiskey, like a scotch or something like that. Like it's like it looks like that when you're not drinking. Like if it was in a smaller amount, you put a little ice cube in there, you'd be like, oh, that person's drinking whiskey. It's like has that look to it, to where it's not. It's just different in a good way. Yeah, I'm impressed with this.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad choice.
And the best thing, I mean, as far as AleSmith's concerned, I love all their beers. All the ones I've had, I'm sure they make one I don't like, because they probably make, a double IPA, which I'm not a huge fan of, but there's a select few I like. But on my reviews, I talk about beer I like, but I also try to hit at the point of value. Like, some beers are expensive and good, and there's some beers that are cheap and stellar, and then there's some beers that are, out of this world fantastic and very expensive. All are fine. There's nothing wrong with paying good money for good beer. AleSmith, for a 750, which I believe these are, yes they are, for a big bottle of AleSmith, the most I've ever paid was $14.99. And to me, for the quality of beer you get, and the amount that you get, it's always worth it. Like, it's like almost like I've gotten like a couple. I've gotten a Grand Cru, and I think the Sweetway Stout. I paid like $11
Yeah,
for
I think
one.
I paid $10 or $11
Like I'm like
as well.
I'm almost feel like I'm kind of stealing from the place when I'm buying it. For $11, like for $11 in this area in northeastern Pennsylvania, which is horrible beer country, but as far as cost and sometimes availability, like $11 will get you a 12-ounce Chimay Blue. Or, you know what I mean? Like, or that'll get you, like, 2/3 of a Rochefort 10. Do you know what I mean? So when you're talking about getting double that amount for just a good of beer, it's up there. I mean, as far as, like, on a Belgian Golden Ale scale, from 1 to 100, I would give this probably a 94, maybe? A 94. I mean, just off the top of my head. I'd probably want to drink a little bit more and maybe like blind taste test it against a couple other styles.
Right.
But I mean, it's up there. Now, as far as value, I mean, it's probably pushing like on a scale from 1 to 10, like a 10. Like it's just that good for what you're spending money wise to the flavors and what you're getting with this beer. You just can't go wrong. AleSmith, you guys are awesome. I'm telling you right now. Whatever you're doing, whatever kind of hooju you guys are doing over there, keep it up, because I will continue to give you all my money. All my hard-earned money will be inside my stomach and in my bathroom later. It's true. I mean,
you gotta go there.
You know,
Crop dusting people tomorrow. You know?
This won't crop dust. It's the other stuff. We'll have other beer, darker beers that'll make us crop dust stuff, but not this. I mean, there's no bubbles in there. There's nothing. Like the carbonation is so light. It's like literally like a like 8 bubbles at a time kind of float up from the bottom. So it's like
that makes it makes it that much more drinkable that it's not, you know, a whole bunch of carbon in your grill and you just you know, it's smooth. You know, I could hang out on this for an afternoon.
This would be
BBQing.
This would definitely be. I mean, aside from the ABV, the 10% ABV. This would be definitely like a sit on your porch, listen to a baseball game, soccer game, football game, whatever you want to do. Barbecue, sit in the backyard and just have a good time and just drink this in the sun and just enjoy your life kind of beer. That's what this is. Yeah. Like you have, you know, your different styles that like you know resonate as far as like environment. You know, for me, like a barley wine is like, okay, let's start drinking. You know what I mean? Like we're getting a nitty gritty right now. We're gonna be drinking beer. We're drinking barley wine. That's what we're doing. This is a beer where it's like it's a great beer, but you're also like accompanying this with another kind of thing. Like I glossed over the food part. It says right here it's like served with seafood, mussels. You know, it's a bunch of seafood stuff here, cheeses, stuff like that. But to me, this could go with anything on a nice summery, nice day. Like it's sunny out, crack it open, enjoy yourself.
Absolutely. I agree.
Right?
It's good.
So,
it's tasty. It's definitely something I will be looking for in the future to add to my beer cellar to grab at least a couple more. You know, a couple, 2, 3.
Yeah. Don't want to age it too long. It's a Belgian. It's 10%. So probably age, but it's not cask conditioned from what I can tell.
I would buy it on, you know,
just to have it.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't want to sit on it all that long. It's hard to sit on beer anyway. But I mean, definitely a thumbs up. This today we ripped off a couple of reviews of a couple different beers. It's probably the best one out of the bunch so far. So anyway,
I dig it.
Awesome.
Cheers.
So, cheers. It's another review in the books. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments, suggestions, critiques, insults, whatever, leave them in the comments below. And hopefully we see you again.